Hi guys, welcome back. Slightly different background. I'm not finished with this phase, but I'm really happy with the new move around of the office. So you're going to see this more often. Today's video is going to be all about skincare. I'm not an expert. I don't know if you know this. It's not an expert on anything, in anything. Exactly. This is what puts me off talking about skincare and fragrance. They're my two, I don't know enough about these things to really talk about them. People will ask frequently for me to make skincare videos and I'm like, I watch other people's skincare videos and I'm really picky about who I like to listen to because I find it all very overwhelming. It's all too much information. I have narrowed it down to a few, but one particular person I want to recommend, especially if you're kind of on that side of 35 like I am 35. So what I mean is you're kind of looking ahead at your 40s. Hot and Flashy on YouTube I found to be just such an amazing resource for understanding ingredients. She talks frequently about the same products, so it's not constantly bringing in new things and me having to try and understand, okay, so that's this and this and this, and that's how this slots in, and that's, you're supposed to use this like this, and it's all a lot. I find that the way she talks about things makes it really simple to understand, and her routine has massively influenced my routine. I've watched her on and off for years, but recently I've got really into her skincare videos again. I just wanted to put that out there because listening to her made me feel like, okay, I really want to share with you guys what I'm using right now. I'm not going to have the technical know-how. She is incredibly knowledgeable, but as she says, you know, not a dermatologist, not a skincare expert, just someone who does a lot of research. I do not like to do a lot of research. I like people to just tell me what to use, and that's why I look to people like Angie who have done that for me. So because of that, I'm going to run through the products that I'm using right now, but I'm also going to look to Google to give you a quick rundown of what each of the ingredients does, what these things are supposed to be doing for my skin. I can just tell you if I like them or not and why I think I'm using them, but just to be as clear as I possibly can and give you some actual information, we're going to be supplementing my non-knowledge with some Google knowledge. Cleanser. I've only got one cleanser to talk about. I'm just only ever using one cleanser at a time, but I'm really enjoying this one. And currently, I feel like I would repurchase it. Repurchase is the wrong word because this was gifted to me, but it's about halfway done and I've had it for months and I'm using it twice a day. So I'm not sure why specifically this is as nice as it is. It says it's remove it all cleanser, so it will remove your makeup, which I have found that it will. I don't use any other makeup cleanser. I'm just putting this on my eyes. I don't have particularly sensitive eyes. It's not stinging my eyes, but I will say sometimes it's not getting rid of all of my mascara. That's not incredibly annoying to me, but it might be something that you want to do a different cleanse first to get off your eye makeup and things like that. I don't do a double cleanse. I just do the one cleanse. I know, but I do. I mean, especially right now, I'm not wearing makeup that much. I just do the one cleanse. And then we're going to get into serums. So again, we're going to reference Angie throughout, but I was so overfaced by serums because of the whole thing of like, what can you put on together? What can you layer? In what order do you apply things? I have Googled this so much, and so many posts, so many articles, everything contradicts each other. Everyone feels like this is the most important information. This is definitely the stuff to know, and yet someone else feels equally as strongly about their opinion, and it's really impossible to know what is the right thing to do. You watch one person and they say 100% you cannot mix this and this, and the next person says it's really important that you mix those two things together. And so I have stuck to one serum. I'll go cleanser, serum, moisturizer, maybe an eye cream, maybe a toner, depending on how I'm feeling, but only one serum per time. So in the evening or in the daytime, maybe I'll use different ones, maybe I'll swap them out kind of week to week, month to month, but I haven't really ever mixed anything together because I've been so nervous. So I started watching Angie, who we will refer to constantly throughout this video, and she mixes up so much stuff. She says she can't see a reason why not. Same as me, she's seen equal parts do to don't, and so she feels okay about it. And she also doesn't adhere to the letting everything absorb before you put on the next layer thing. She just whacks it all on. This is someone that I can get on board with. Let's just get this done. And so I'm now using 3 different serums. Initially, I was just using this. For months, I've just used this at nighttime. This is the Revitalift Laser Pure Retinol Night Serum from L'Oreal. They did send this to me at the beginning of the year. I've really enjoyed it. I do think it's made a difference to my skin, and I have not used any other kind of chemical exfoliants alongside it. So that's why you're not going to see any toners, no like glycolic acids, nothing, because I've just been using this. Whereas previously, I was a big fan of glycolic acids. I thought it really made a difference to my skin. Brightness wise, I thought it did fade my pigmentation a little bit, make me a little bit more even. And now I'm hoping that this is going to just take that place. And initially I did start using this hoping that it would fade my pigmentation. I'm not sure that it did, but also fight some early signs of aging. Like I've got some lines here, lines here. This I'm less worried about. It's really the forehead stuff and mostly this, but also like just a little bit of here, but this I can live with. So I'm using this. I do think that it's helped to even some things out, but it hasn't quite done everything that I want it to do. So I still wanted my vitamin C, and I was using vitamin C serum in the morning. My all-time favorites, I mean top would be the Kiehl's vitamin C. It was called something else. I forget what it was, but it's kind of like a white with some orange on it in an amber bottle. My favorite of all time skincare product, but it's so expensive, and I'm forever trying to find something that will do a similar thing for less money. And I just can't commit to continuing to buy that. Maybe in the future, but I think there are other ones out there that are probably going to give me similar results for a lesser price. We'll see. You will hear it here first. But that is my all-time favourite. My second favourite is the Pixi Vitamin C Serum. That was really, really great. I used that overnight. The next day, my skin just looked radiant and more even and plumper. I really, really enjoyed that. That said, I have recommended it to people who are a little bit older than me, probably 10, 15 years, and they didn't see the same results. So I think it all depends on what you're looking for. I was definitely looking for brightness and even tone. And this was like, again, focusing on the pigmentation. If you're looking for kind of anti-aging benefits, you might not enjoy that quite so much. But I think for kind of brightness, it was really, really good. And that, again, is on my list to potentially repurchase. At the moment, I'm using the Summer Fridays CC Me Serum, which is, again, supposed to brighten. It says very little on the back, but I got this in my FabFitFun box. I was really excited because I've never tried Summer Fridays before, but I've always wanted to because I've seen their, it's not called jet lag. What is it called? Oh, it is called jet lag. It is called jet lag. Okay. This serum is £57. I have been just like slapping this on like it was a tenner. £57! £57, 4 stars on Cult Beauty. Holy moly! People are loving this. Loving this. Apparently Kim Kardashian uses it according to their spiel. So this particular thing, it says starring 2 superpowered forms of vitamin C. It delivers instant brightness while locking in moisture, reducing the appearance of dark spots and hyperpigmentation. So again, vitamin C is just kind of like brightness, even skin tone. I'm really enjoying this. The packaging is beautiful. It's like, well, it's like white glass. Gorgeous. £57? I would 100% be going back and buying my Kiehl's or buying the Pixie, but wowzer. Guys, I'm such an idiot. I've just been talking to someone on Instagram, and the CC serum, CC, not vitamin C, is actually niacinamide. So I've been using niacinamide for quite a few weeks now, and currently I just have 2 niacinamide serums in my routine and no vitamin C, it turns out. And this is why I don't talk about skincare. It's just the problem when you get things in beauty boxes and you do not appreciate how much something costs. So this is what I'm using, but I can't in good faith recommend this to you because it's £57. The last thing I'm using, although I'm doing this in the wrong order because I do this before the Summer Fridays serum, is niacinamide. And you'll be glad to know this is from Primark. This was sent to me also very recently. It's called Niacinamide Booster Serum with 10% niacinamide, complexion calming, niacinamide with 1% zinc, hyaluronic acid, pro-vitamin B5. What does niacinamide do, I hear you ask? Well, that's a great question. It says here, and I'm reading this from medicinenet.com, niacinamide vitamin B3 is a stable vitamin that offers a wide range of well-documented topical benefits. Niacinamide helps hydrate skin, treats hyperpigmentation, promotes skin elasticity, decreases redness and blotchiness, and acts as an antioxidant, fighting free radicals. I mean, all of those things sound great, but this was specifically something that Angie from Hot and Flashy always had in her routine. And I was like, niacinamide, you say? So I was excited because I was looking through my skincare drawer where I put anything that I have purchased and not used yet, or anything that is sent to me, and I was like, oh, I've got some niacinamide. So this is going to be super affordable. Let me find out how much this is. Can't find it online on the UK website, but it's on the American website. It's $4.50. They've also got hyaluronic and retinol, if you look, in these cute little bottles as well. I think that's a really good deal. I will let you know how I get on with this, but I'm using this twice a day, just a few drops between my retinol and, I mean, in hindsight, this probably should go on first because it's the very, very thinnest. And then I'd probably do the retinol and then the Summer Fridays serum, because that is, I mean, what is that, like a pound that I've just put on the back of my hand? It smells like summer. It smells like holiday. It smells a little bit like sun cream. It's okay. I just can't get over how expensive it is. Just circling back a little bit, just for those of you who've never heard of retinol or always heard of retinol but never really understood what it did, I'll tell you. Also reading from medicinenet.com, not sponsored. Retinol exfoliates the skin, increases skin cell turnover, and stimulates collagen synthesis. Do you remember back in the day when I used to try and read things from cards all the time? I could never do it. I'm not a good like reader, a loud reader. Reading louder. It is considered the gold standard for its anti-aging and skin clearing benefits, available in forms of oils, creams and serums, readily absorbed from the surface of the skin when applied topically. So, you know, basically an exfoliator, but it also like makes your skin turn over again and then be like, young. So that's all for serums. And then all I'm using is a moisturizer, an SPF, blah, blah, blah. So let's, in fact, I do have one last thing. The Pixi Retinol eye cream. I have been using this, it's got a hair in it. I have been using this. I'm probably a week or so away from finishing it up. Sorry, this light is insane today. It's so bright when I bring things up to the camera. I'm filming and it's, what time is it? 8:30 in the morning. And it's just a crazy, crazy day light-wise. So I'm using this Pixi Retinol, again, sent to me a million years ago. I just want to use up some products that I've not finished. And I'm quite liking it. I do remember Jessica Braun talking about this and saying that it made her under eyes peel, which retinol can do, that you'll go through a phase. I did that with the retinol serum. I probably went through a week or so where I was having kind of some flakiness. But that's like long in the past now. And so if that's something that is happening and it's making you kind of under eyes dry, you know, obviously you don't have to use it. You could use something that's a little bit weaker. But that hasn't been a problem that I've had, possibly because I've already got used to using the retinol serum. But just kind of putting it out there. Not necessarily a terrible thing if something like that happens when you're using one of these active ingredients. Just Google it, as I always do. And retinol specifically, you go through the phase, you purge all of that, and then it's good. And you'll look 16. Some moisturizers. At the moment I am using Pixie. Now this was originally sent to me, but I have repurchased it since. The Rose Ceramide Cream Intensive Moisturizer. This, at the time, when I originally had it, I was like, I like this. It's a really nice texture. It's kind of like, it's somewhere between a moisturizer and like a gel. It's like really lightweight. This one particular hand is going to be so beautiful today. I'm trying to like, you know, let's just share the wealth. Really, really like the scent of it. I'm not into roses, but it's a very fresh rose scent and it absorbs very quickly, but it also kind of leaves, can you see on my skin, it kind of leaves you looking kind of a little bit plump and glowy. Although it's absorbed, it's like, like you can still feel the hydration in your skin. So I already really, really liked it. And then I used something earlier this year, and I'm trying to remember what it was, but it caused kind of some redness and there was a lot of heat in my skin. It might have been an acid that didn't agree with me, but I forget. Anyway, I Googled like, what can I use? And ceramides were really high up there for treating or for soothing skin where things had gone a bit awry. We're reading from Good Housekeeping, and this quote is from Brendan Camp, MD. He says, ceramides are a type of fat or lipid that contribute to the mortar that holds skin cells in the epidermis together. Thank you. Ceramides, along with cholesterol and free fatty acids, make up the lipids in the top layer of the skin, the stratum corneum. It says translation, your body makes them naturally to keep your skin healthy. Ceramides help to keep skin hydrated by sealing in moisture, which can help the skin appear smooth and plump and even out fine lines. Healthline.com says ceramides help to create a barrier to prevent permeability. Is that right? This locks moisture into your skin, which helps prevent dryness and irritation. And lots of this stuff says stuff about like soothing, keeping impurities out, keeping moisture in, all that kind of stuff. So I think if you do have kind of irritated or sensitive skin and you're using some active ingredients like retinol or, you know, something that may potentially irritate you, ceramide cream might be just perfect. So I ended up buying another one of these when I needed it, and I really, really like it. It's just one of my favourite moisturisers I've ever used. And I'm not often excited about a moisturiser, but this one, I think this is like a last step after I've used lots of other things that are active, is amazing. Most of the moisturisers I've enjoyed in the past have had some kind of active ingredient in them. I talked about Periconim D1 recently that I really enjoyed. I think it's called Rejuvenate. Again, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Won't be repurchasing that full price, but really, really nice. But I think those are more kind of a simple, if you want kind of a one step, whereas I'm quite enjoying using a moisturiser to lock in all of the other steps at the moment. The daytime moisturiser I'm currently using is the Revitalift filler plus hyaluronic acid, SPF 50 from L'Oreal. Again, this was sent to me, and I'm really enjoying this. There's hairs everywhere. I'm surprised there's any hairs left on my head. It looks like this. It's kind of like a peachy colour. I have the original one of this as well without SPF, and that is not like it. And this has a peachy colour, so I don't know what that means, but it's really appealing. Looks like a yoghurt. Really enjoying this. Haven't used it under makeup yet. Just throwing that out there. So it may pill up because the original one definitely did. But all of the advertising stuff about this says it doesn't. I don't believe them, but it does say that. So I use this on my makeup-free days, which, let's face it, is most of the days. And I'm really liking that. I was really enjoying my Fenty Hydrovisor, which is SPF 30 with a nice day cream. Can I find it? No, I cannot. Quick shout out to my nighttime lip balm, which is the NUXE Reve de Miel. I don't know why I ever stopped using this. It's the best of the best of the best. This finger doesn't know what it wants to do. It is a really unusual texture. It's kind of like matte. And I'm gonna say it, a little bit gritty. I don't understand. This is what it looks like. Gosh, I can't, my nail appointment is like tomorrow. Can you tell? It's been 5 weeks. It's a really strange texture for a lip balm, and yet it is fantastic. It's almost like a mask. Like, it's just good stuff, and it lasts forever. I've been using this since December, and it's like barely made a dent in it. I think it would probably last 2 years. We have to wrap this up. I've got a vaccine to get to. Right, I'm going to talk about some other SPFs. One of them looks really filthy, and I'm going to try and clean that up a little bit because this is gross. There is only so much I can do. Right, so this is a tinted SPF from Avène, right? SPF 50 is the Cleanance. I'm not having a good time with pronunciation today. Cleanance, the one that is for oily, blemish-prone skin. I like the original of this. I always really liked it. It was quite mattifying, but then the tinted one, game changer. Now, it is quite tinted. You can't tell like that. It looks like, yes, this is going to be perfect, but it's actually quite orange. I mean, that looks like it was made for my skin. Actually quite orangey once it's on my face. I mean, I'm just going to rub this in for you a little bit. It's got that thing going on. Can you see that it's getting a little bit more orange? It's got that thing, I'm convinced, where the more you rub it, like with the heat of your skin, look at this, with the heat of your skin, it becomes darker. You know the thing where it says, like, oh, it'll adjust, because this is the only one, there's no other shades of this. It'll adjust to your pigment in your skin. No, it doesn't do that. It's like a heat thing. That's annoying. So originally, when it first goes on, I'm like, yes, this is perfect. Amazing. It's not like a full-on foundation. You can definitely still see my skin through it, but I'll bring it down my neck and it gets a bit streaky. So that's not perfect. My face is already darker than my neck, so that doesn't help. But I do like it for summertime. In the wintertime, I'll just use the regular one underneath my regular makeup. And this is fine with makeup on top of it, by the way. But in the summertime, I'm liking this just on its own with maybe a little bit of concealer and mascara, and that's my kind of day face. And I feel like I've just done a little bit of something to appear a little bit more put together. It's not just moisturizer. And that has been my kind of go-to recently. I really love the Lumen skin tint, the fresh skin tint. This is a completely different product. This is like the opposite of that product. That product feels hydrating and like it's really plumping out my skin. This feels like it is absorbing all of the oil from my face. So depending on what you're doing that day, you may be more inclined to do one than the other. But as SPFs go, I'm really enjoying that as kind of as another alternative to the regular lotiony SPFs. And I also really like the Garnier Ombre Solaire SPF spray. Not a lot left in this. This is great if I'm wearing makeup and I want to top up throughout the day. It's just been incredibly sunny recently. I mean, I'm sat in front of a window. Again, another thing that Hot and Flashy really kind of drills in is you're in your house, but it's still going to get you. And it doesn't matter about all of the other things that you're using. If you're putting all of this time, money, effort into all of the skincare, but you're not wearing SPF, what is the point? And I couldn't agree more, especially with being someone who is prone to pigmentation. Taking out all of the kind of other signs of aging, if I could just make it so that I don't get any more pigmentation, SPF 50 every day is completely worth it. But also that is the best form of anti-aging in terms of products that you can possibly do. Moving on very briefly to skincare for the body. Speaking of, I'm also trying to train myself to sleep on my back. I always start sleeping on my back because I have a bad like neck situation. I've got like a hump, a full-blown hump. I watched a video the other day and someone had scoliosis and I'm like, that's what my back looks like. And she had a manipulation with an osteopath. Is that the right word? I think it is. And it was absolutely incredible. And I now am like, I think I'm going to see an osteopath because that person almost fixed her problem in one session. Obviously, an osteopath can't fix scoliosis in one session, but it like made such a massive difference to her posture. Super, super tempted. I think that's probably the next thing I'm going to have done. But because of that, I lay on my back a lot, try to just support my neck, and I'm like trying to undo all of my this in my sleep. But I'm now trying to super train myself to stay there because sleeping on your side, sleeping on your front, not great for your face. Not great for your face, really smushing it, it's just not good. People use silk pillowcases and things. I think just sleep on your back. That's the best possible solution. So I'm trying to sleep on my back. Also, I noticed last week, in fact, let me quickly whip off my t-shirt for you, don't panic, I'm wearing a sports bra. Because I walk now, so that's sport and I need to be prepared for sport, obviously. Right, so I noticed last week, again, this light is so, it's like blowing everything out, but I noticed that I'm getting kind of lines here, just for little areas on my chest. And I always do all of my skincare, face, neck, chest, always. Although Angie says face, neck, chest, backs of hands. That's a new one. But always on my chest. And so I'm quite diligent about all of the same things there. But I'm noticing these lines and I'm sitting there thinking, so what is causing these lines? And it's like when you sleep like this, that's where the line is coming from. And so now we're sleeping on our back. I did also see, you can buy, I mean, this is like way down the rabbit hole, but you can buy a bra or even something to put inside a regular bra where there's something that keeps your boobs apart so you don't get that like crepey boob thing. I feel like that's a bridge too far for me. I'll just do the sleeping on my back thing for now, but hey, in another 10 years. I'm really up for anything that puts off injectables because I know I'm vain. I mean, you wouldn't think that because I'm forever putting myself out on the internet with no makeup on, but I am. And I know that I will succumb one day. I will succumb. I want to put that off as long as humanly possible. And as and when it will be, in my mind, corrective. Tiny, tiny tweaks. I still want to look like I've aged, but I just want to look like I've aged well. And whatever I can do to put that off in my mind, because it's all a mental game, I will. And so this is where we're at. So body skincare. There's only 2 things that I want to talk about, because again, I'll do the whole thing. Like, I'll use my facial skincare wherever I feel I need to. But at the moment, I'm using the Palmer's Smooths and Exfoliates Soothing Lotion. I also really like the Ameliorate. I'm just using this right now because I'm trying to not have 1,000 half-used bottles of things. This is nice. I did a whole video on exfoliating body care. Can you see what I mean? Like, why is it so bright? Why? I did a whole video on exfoliating body care. If you are interested, different lotions that will smooth your skin. This was one of them. I'm not a massive fan of the scent of this. It's a strange medicated, it's like medicated cocoa butter. It's not my fave. But I do think that it does make a difference in terms of like smoothing. The other thing, which also was mentioned in that video, that I really like is this. It's the Mamma Mia Boob Tube. Again, I've been using this since December, just sparingly, and I'm only using it on my chest, so that's why it's lasting me so long. But I think with certain products, when they're a little bit expensive, it's worth noting that they're lasting a long time to use. I've probably got like maybe a third left of this, I would say. It might last me a year in the end. Let's see how long it's actually, but 6 months. So yeah, 6 months, but I'm going to make it last as long as possible. So I just put this small amount all over my chest and boobs, under my boobs, all of this area. I believed really, really strongly when I was pregnant with Milo, which he's going to be 10 in November, so it's a long time ago. And I used to buy this when it was in a completely different packaging. Terrible. It was expensive. I did not have as much disposable income 10 years ago. And that was an expensive product, but I continued to buy it because I really did think it was doing something. It smoothed my skin like I have never known in my life. And it's supposed to firm, which when you're pregnant and your boobs are suddenly massive from nowhere, because I'm not a busty person. I'm not used to having big boobs. And I was like, I need to make them as elastic as possible to bounce back. And I can't tell you that it really did that, because I don't really honestly believe that anything can do that. But it did improve the texture of my skin incredibly. So now I use this, and I'm trying to remember. I'm going to Google it, because I think in that video I had to Google what was in it, because it doesn't have the ingredients on the packaging. And I feel like it didn't have any acids, possibly because people are still going to be using this while they're breastfeeding. That might be part of it. But I'm sure it was like natural stuff, which was surprising. It does say to remove any excess product from the nipple before breastfeeding, but it is definitely going to be kind of good stuff, because you know, it's saying that you can still use it while you're breastfeeding. Omega Rich Skin Stretch Complex, squalene aloe vera, shea butter, cabbage leaf extract. I remember reading this. Vitamin E, and 100% natural fragrance. The fragrance is actually really nice. So this has got, oh, it's popping up, avocado oil, argan oil, and it does say to keep your skin elastic, supple, and strong for the 9-month stretch and beyond. Honestly, I think I will repurchase this, because I think it does make a considerable difference. Oh, I think that they have rebranded. They've rebranded all their pregnancy skincare as non-pregnancy skincare under the brand Mio. So this is Mamma Mio, and they've also now got a brand called Mio. And they also have something called Boob Tube Bust Cream. And that is sold as a bust tightening cream. Whereas the Mamma Mia one is a pregnancy boob tube, and that's just like all about elasticity. So interesting, but I'm guessing it's exactly the same product. Well, I might try the other one next time. And that is everything I'm using right now. I think it's absolutely everything. I mean, I alternate this lotions and moisturizers and things that I'll throw in body wise. Again, I'm trying to use up so much stuff, so expect an empty soon, because I'm really going through a lot of things right now. I had like a last little bit left in a lot of different products, but these are the things that I'm using right now. I didn't feel like I wanted to mention them all in a Friday Faves and Fails, because some of this stuff is brand new to me. I've only been using this niacinamide for a week, so I can't really tell you anything. I'm excited that it could do something for my pigmentation. Another reason that I've decided to layer up my serums is I've just ordered the Skin and Me prescription skincare system. So if you've never heard of this before, I'll link it below. just full disclosure, I think if I link my link, I get some kind of kickback. I get like credit to use on the site if you use. I don't know how it works because this is totally brand new to me. But I've just ordered it because my friend had it and she was really impressed with it. And basically you fill out your whole, like, this is what I need from my skincare. Quite a lengthy quiz, and highlight the things that you're most interested in. And I specifically highlighted pigmentation because I don't think I've ever used anything where I've been like, wow, this is super, super great for that particular purpose. Occasionally something seems like it's making a difference, but not enough for me to point to this for those of you who've often asked for recommendations for things like that. So I specifically said that I'm interested in fading my pigmentation, but multiple other issue areas as well. And then you send out pictures of your face. So like left, right. There's something wrong with, I think I'm just questioning everything today. I know this is my left, right, face, full frontal face. And then somebody looks at it and you are prescribed a thing. So they, I imagine, put all of these different ingredients into one product, and then you pay a monthly fee and you receive this one product, and then you do a cleanse, the specific product just for you, and then you do a moisturizer. So I'm interested to try this because my friend was really keen and I thought it might be an interesting video review for you guys. And the first month was only like £3.50 or something. So I thought, we'll try it. But also interesting if it manages to like put 3 things into one product, maybe it'll be worth it because time, I don't know. But I'd be really interested to hear from you if you've tried this, because like I say, it's brand new to me and it hasn't arrived yet, but I'm excited. Also, it does mean I need to use up some products before they go bad. So at some point, if I get really into that, then my arms might start getting like a really nice skin treatment, or I might start getting Lee to give me like some back facials. Do you remember bacchials? This might not even be on your radar if you never had like acne or anything on your body, but I had acne on my arms, chest and my back. And I remember reading about a bacchial, which is like a facial. Would you call it a bacchial or a bachial? I don't know. I think a bacchial. And basically you got a facial on your back. I'm going to go because I have to leave for my appointment very, very soon. But thank you for joining me. I really enjoy this kind of thing. I really love kind of a just sit and talk about all of the products type of video. So I would love your feedback because I think we could do this with different categories. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am nervous to talk about certain things because I just don't have the knowledge. I don't want to come across as I know everything and I'm imparting my wisdom, because that's not the case at all. The whole thing of my YouTube channel is, here's what I'm using, here's what I'm liking, here's what I'm not liking. But I might hate something and you might love it. And these are the reasons. And the discussion in the comments is everything. So I'm not an expert. And in these days on YouTube, it feels like you have to be. You have to either have some knowledge in skincare, which, I mean, it feels like everyone's a skincare expert now. Not me. But it feels like you have to have like some knowledge in that arena, or you have to be like a professional makeup artist and wear like crazy Instagram makeup every day. I don't really know where I am anymore. And I've decided to just go for it and let's just talk about the things I want to talk about, and we'll see if you enjoy it. So feedback, as I say, super welcome. And I will be back on Friday with a faves and fails.